Welcome to the CCE's mini workshop series on community engaged learning for faculty and staff. This is video number 3, where we will look at critical reflection and developing respect for difference. We introduced this taxonomy to you in an earlier video. We will break it down and show how the student learning outcomes are incorporated into this taxonomy. Here we have our student learning outcome taxonomy for quality community engaged learning experiences. In this particular video workshop, we're going to be looking at critical reflection, which is on the left side of the taxonomy, and respect for difference, which is on the bottom of the taxonomy. The first one we're going to look at is called critical reflection, and you can see that we've pulled the component out from the taxonomy. The arrow shows that the student learning outcome that we start with is a basic SLO, and it can deepen as you consider your course and the students in your course for each of these critical components. The lighter shades to the darker shades have student learning outcomes in them, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. Again, those go from sort of a more basic or beginner learning outcome to something that has a deeper impact, a little more advanced. So in critical reflection, we're going to start by looking at students' reflection on the connection between their community experiences and the academic content. And this can be really basic. You offer some sort of a reflection assignment and the students can think about the impact of their experience. In the middle where you see intermediate, students develop the ability to analyze the impact of the experience on self and community partners. So now they're thinking about how the course content needs to be considered when they're developing their projects and considering the perspectives of the community partner. We hope students will evaluate how their experiences impact community issues and propel them to carry this with them through their work as professionals and community members. There's a lot of research about effective reflection, and I'm sure many of you are already using different types of reflection in your teaching right now. This slide has 4 bullets articulating quality components of reflection that will help you make it effective for students. So the first bullet, continuous. This isn't just a one-shot experience of reflecting. You want to incorporate different reflection opportunities throughout the semester. So before the students go out into the community, you want to have them anticipate the experience. What do they believe will happen? How do they think the experience will affect them? How might the experience relate to a certain theory in the course? And then numerous times throughout the semester, and certainly to wrap up the experience. So that's what continuous is all about. Connected. You want to make sure that what's happening for the students in the community is clearly connected to the course content, and that's your job as faculty to help students see that connection. We can't assume that they will understand that the experiences are connected. So good reflection activities will help you again take the theory and take these experiences and have students clearly connect them together. Challenging is the third bullet. And we want the students to challenge their beliefs, think about things in a new way, and begin to develop some understanding of the experience they're having. Perhaps challenge some stereotypes that they brought with them into the experience and help them develop respect and appreciation for members of the community, as an example. And then the last one is contextualized. So put the experience in context for the students and perhaps bring in their personal experiences through the process of reflection and help them develop that long-term sense of understanding that can only come out of this type of learning. So why do we ask students to reflect? We want them to learn academic content, to learn about themselves and others, to consider their roles as citizens and members of their community, and last but not least, to help us achieve student learning outcomes. But what we really want to make clear here is that reporting does not equal reflecting. So a lot of times our students in a reflection assignment will want to tell us what they did, and instead we want them to think about the impact of what they did. So when they're reflecting, they're thinking, they're connecting. Their critical thought in that situation is about what they've learned from the experience, and also reflecting on the impact of their community partner as well. So here are some common forms of reflection: journals, reflection papers, and in-class discussions. We have a ton of resources on our website and on our CCE Faculty LibGuide. Many of our resources are focused on reflection because it is so critical of this work. We want to help you dive deeper into reflection activities and give you some opportunities to develop and frame questions and utilize prompts to help facilitate those conversations or written reflections. Also, there are some really great resources in our faculty handbook. The handbook is available on our website and the LibGuide as well. We highly recommend Campus Compact, which is another great resource. There's lots of information and training opportunities on their website around reflection. The last one we're going to take a look at in this particular video is respect for difference. Take a look at the direction of our arrow, and that shifts from a light to a dark green. Respect for difference in the community experience is really important. Our students come to us with different concepts, values, and beliefs, and the service learning experience can really challenge some of those deep-rooted beliefs. The first one is students learn to identify the diverse nature, backgrounds, and priorities of individuals. We recommend that you ask students to access the Community Partners website and conduct a little research on their own to get more familiar with the organization and the work they do. What is the mission? The vision? What's the population they're working with? And how does that make a difference in people's lives? The next one, students examine their own values, attitudes, and beliefs as they relate to equity as a result of interaction and dialogue in the community and in the classroom. So after we've completed the service experience, again, thinking deeply about what they believed before they went into the experience, and has that changed at all after interacting with the community partner and helping them to fulfill their mission and vision and how they support the community members. And in this last one, students evaluate not only the effects of stereotyping on community well-being, but also to think more deeply about social justice and the impact that fairness, respect, and equity can have on members of a community. 93% of Buffalo State students have told us in service learning pre- and post surveys that they do learn from people who are different from them, and community-engaged learning is a unique opportunity to engage our students with a variety of individuals from unique backgrounds and backgrounds that are different from the students. Service learning experiences can make intentional connections, can really break down some stereotypes that students may have coming into the experience, or at least begin to challenge stereotypes that they have. It can help students celebrate, appreciate, and respect the diversity they're experiencing in the community. This opportunity to meet others who may have a different life experience or background from themselves helps us to develop and build empathy, appreciation, and respect. So those personal connections with individuals are really incredible opportunities for students to learn. As we wrap up on video number 3, we have some questions to see if you've gained what our intention was for this particular video. Here are some questions to think about. How will you update or revise your student learning outcomes to incorporate them into your course? What are some prompt questions you might ask to guide your students' reflection and learning? How will you prepare your students to be open to working with people of diverse backgrounds prior to going into the community? Thank you for joining us. Please continue on to video number 4.